Hello everyone, Seraphin here, welcome back for more New Player's Guide to Fire Emblem Heroes. Today, now that we're finally done talking about heroes, or specifically the ally heroes that you can summon, we're going to go ahead and actually summon some today. I figured now would be a good time to do that since we've got a decent little stockpile of orbs, and we're going to show you just how all the summoning features work in this game. So first and foremost, obviously we're going to have to go to the summoning tab on the bottom here. Now, if you're looking at this from a perspective of a new player, you will notice that you actually will have access to more summoning focuses than the average person who's been playing the entire time. And that is because new players starting out get a slight little bonus in that they get free stuff, which is really cool. And new players also have access to a couple of focuses that are no longer available to players who've been playing on a regular basis. So the first thing we're going to look at here is, this is one of the first summoning focuses that we'll have access to. This one is very atypical because, as you can see on the bottom here, it says free 5-star summon. That is incredibly rare in that this has only happened, I think, 3 times throughout the course of the entire game, maybe more like 5. But at any rate, when you go in to summon a hero from here, it will be one of these 4 depicted here. We have Brave Camilla, we have Alm, we have Micaiah, and we have Eliwood. And these are the 4 heroes that successfully won the Choose Your Legends vote. The 3rd year in a row, not in a row, but the 3rd year that they conducted the contest, these are the 4 that won. And so they were given alternate designs and vastly improved stats, and they're all really good, honestly. None of these are bad heroes. But as a consequence of every Choose Your Legends that's happened so far, all 3 of them, everybody gets to pick one of the 4 that they want at 5 stars for free. And no bull crap about it, you pick whichever one you want, you get it, 5 stars, it's got neutral stats, and you get to keep it. No downsides at all. Pretty awesome. So that's one of the summoning focuses we have access to as a new player. We actually have another Choose Your Legends free 5-star summon from the 2nd year that they did this, and that would be Ephraim, Veronica, Hector, and Celica. And I believe we'll even have the 1st year Choose Your Hero or Choose Your Legends to pick from, depending on if that's in here or not. Maybe it's not. I guess you don't get to do that anymore. That's a bummer. Oh well, so we get these first 2 here. These are the free 5-star summons for the Year 3 and Year 2 Choose Your Legends. These are not normal summoning banners, as I mentioned. They are just pick one for free, you get to have it. This particular banner here, however, is a normal summoning focus. You'll see here, these are popular 5-star heroes that appear at a boosted rate. Beginners only, and it ends in 6 days. So when you start a new account, you will have 1 week to get to roll on this particular banner and summon heroes from this particular summoning focus, even though nobody else can right now. This particular banner did exist for everybody for a little while, but it is now since expired for most players. But you as a new player, because these heroes are so cool and popular and awesome, you get another free chance to go poke at some of them. So we'll get to look at that in just another second. Another one of these focuses is a new one that just came out. This is a focus for the Tempest Trials game mode that also is coming to the game pretty soon here. This is just featuring some of the heroes that are on it. And we have here just, looks like a couple. We got Idun, we've got Faye, we've got Barter, no big deal. This is another thing that they've been doing lately. They're doing weekly revivals of old banners that existed many, many times ago. And they're bringing back, I think it's a rotation of 20 of them. So this is the week 1 revival. It actually just looped back around to the first week after the 20th one ended again last week. And then I guess the meat and potatoes banner that's going on right now is these 4 that were just introduced to the game. These are 3 houses heroes that were just added. We've got Ferdinand von Ayer, Annette, Lysithia, and Bernadetta. And this is one that most people, I think, are spending most of their time on because most new heroes they just have some of the best stats around, some of the best skills, and it's always good to pull for the new guys because they're just the best new ones that come out. So each of these individual options is called a summoning focus. Now, it's a little misleading because the ones that appear on this front screen here are not the only ones you have a chance to get. They are the ones that have a slightly increased chance of appearing, but even so, that appearance rate is still pretty low. And if you want to get a look at the appearance rate, or your chance of summoning a given hero, there's actually a button for that right down here, appearance rates. So if we click on that, we can actually see that the chances of summoning a 5-star focus unit, meaning a 5-star version of any of the 4 depicted on this focus here, it's 3%. Not very high. the odds of summoning another 5-star hero that isn't one of these 4 is also 3%. And then the odds of getting a 4-star of any of these focus units, I think the only one that you can pull as a 4-star out of this batch of 4 is Ferdinand von Aegir. And he's got a 3% chance of showing up also. And then any other 4-star unit can show up at 55%, any 3-star can show up at 36%. These are the standard rates for new Heroes banners. I call them banners, they're technically referred to as summoning focuses, but if you, for example, peruse the subreddit, they most commonly refer to these as banners, simply because that's kind of what they look like. And I've been calling them that since the game came out too, so if I start calling it banner instead of focus, that's why. They're pretty much synonymous terms. We can actually break down the details of summoning even further if we click this button right here. And what this will do is show us the complete summoning pool, mainly every single hero that you have a chance to summon if you summon on this particular focus. So we can see here right at the top that we have, in the 5-star focus category, we have Lysithea, we have Ferdinand von Aegir, we have Annette, and we have Bernadetta, because they're the ones that are on the actual banner picture there. And Ferdinand von Aegir is also a 4-star focus, so we can get him at 4 or 5-star. But Lysithea, Annette, and Bernadetta are only going to be at 5-star. And then these are some other 5-stars we can pull for, and that's a pretty comprehensive list. It's actually sorted by weapon type, so we can see here there's a pretty long list of just sword units, and then we've got a few red beast units that would be Tabarn and Keaton and Leith. We've got some dragon red units. We've got a red bow, a red dagger, red magic tomes. Then we get into the blues, all the lances, blue beasts, blue bows, blue dragons, blue everything, and then green, and then finally in colorless. And you can see that's a pretty long list of just potential 5-star heroes. And if you remember, we have a 3% chance to summon any of these. That is not additive, that means if there's a chance of getting any 5-star, it could be any one of these, based on the color. And we'll get to that in just a little bit. It's a little bit daunting, but there's a reason for that. Moving down a little bit, we have the 4-star pool, and this is actually drastically different. The list of heroes in the 4-star pool is very, very different from the ones that appear in the 5-star pool, because a lot of units that are available at 5 stars are exclusively available as 5-star units, whereas a lot of 4-star units are available anything but 5 stars, so either 3 or 4. There are a couple of exceptions. There are a handful of units that are available at either 5 or 4-star, but they are very few and far between, and they are generally newer units that were introduced that ended up being demoted later on. And again, there's very, very few of these. Echidna, for example, is a good example of someone who's available at both 5 and 4-star. So as you can see, your list of options or potential people that you can pull for and summon on any of these given focuses is incredibly large. And then we finally get down to 3 stars, but it's also just as long. The problem with the summoning list here, the summoning pool, so to speak, is that it really hasn't shrunken much over the last 3 years of gameplay. It's only gotten bigger. And it's become increasingly difficult to get a particular hero that you've been looking for. And unfortunately, the same units that started out available in the game at 3 and 4-star are still in the summoning pool, and they're very outdated and not quite as useful. And that they've done nothing, unfortunately, to curtail your odds of getting really old and crappy units. It's a little bit disappointing. But that's really one of the only main complaints I have, is the summoning pool is just too darn big. So anyway, that's what you can look forward to when you go to a summoning session. If you wanted to see more about the heroes on a given focus, you can actually click on the About Heroes thing here. And this will bring you to a web page, and you can actually see these little blurbs about the heroes themselves just by clicking on them. So for example, we can look at Lysithea here. We get to see all of her artwork if we want in a web page. And if we scroll down, we get like a little bit of a character intro for her. It's actually kind of cute. And then this artwork is like really heavily children inspired and chibi looking, so it's a little funny. I think it's funny, personally. But we're going to go ahead and go back to the summoning banner here. And then we also have the option about more info over here. This basically lets us play the special summoning video that was launched when the new heroes were introduced. They do this for every single new banner. And then we also can look at the various heroes and all of the skills that they learned before we summon them, which is really cool. So if you're interested to see what sort of skills and different abilities that these units have, you can come in here to see, and you can get a detailed breakdown of all what they have and what they're capable of, which is very nice. And you can do that for any one of these banners, which is really cool. Another really cool thing that they added to this game, this was not in the game to start with, it actually was added, not recently, but it only added maybe like after like a year and a half or so, is the first time that you summon a hero on a given summoning focus, the first summon is free, meaning you do not have to spend any orbs. And that's really neat, because normally to summon a hero the first time it costs you 5 orbs, but they're basically saying, you can have one on us, it's okay. So we're going to go ahead and summon on the Harmony Amid Chaos banner, or the 3 Houses banner here. And we're going to go ahead and redeem our 1 free summon. And you see that the banner ends in 13 days, and we get 1 free summon. So we're going to go ahead and click on Redeem right now to do that. As it says here, you can summon 1 time for free, afterwards you'll have to use orbs. So no big deal. We'll go ahead and get into the session. So this is what it looks like to summon for heroes. You're going to see 5 different colored circles here, and the colors of these 5 circles are going to be random every single time. It is entirely possible that you will end up with all 5 of one color. It is entirely possible you will end up with a mix of all of them, but you're missing one. So for example, right here we have red orbs, we have a blue one, and we have green ones, but there's no colorless one in here. Those are the only 4 colors that can exist, is red, blue, green, and colorless. They correspond to the different weapon colors that the units can have. So what do the colors mean? Well, if I were to pick the red one here, this is what it tells me I could possibly get. I could get a sword unit, I could get a red bow, a red dagger, a red tome, a red dragon, or a red beast. And depending on what heroes are in the summoning pool for those various types is what the chances are of appearing out of this orb when I pick it. So it could be Lysithea, because she's a red tome. It could be Tabarn, he's a red beast. Or it could be just, someone weak and garbage. It could be a number of things. We don't know until we click on it. Now, something else that I do know is that when you get into this summoning window, all of the units that are potentially available from these orbs is already determined. The game has already decided what this orb is going to be, what this orb is going to be. The game already knows. You don't get to know until you actually spend the orbs to find out. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. We're going to click on this top red one, and we're going to do our first official summon on this account and see what we get. And all I got to do is click on Confirm. And we get a Hero's Path accomplishment because we summoned a hero. We get to see this little graphic, and we get a 3-star. And the reason I know that, it's another Ray, are you kidding me? My first summon is a duplicate, and that's wonderful. That's fantastic. Anyway, so the reason I could tell it was a 3-star before I even saw him is because when that flash of light appears and that little summoning statue behind him, if you see a puff of smoke, a circular ring of smoke appear around the base of the statue, that tells you that you're going to get a 4 or a 5-star. If you don't see that puff of smoke, it's going to be a 3-star. Every time. And I actually figured that out just from trial and error, but I don't think it's ever actually mentioned anywhere in the actual game itself. So as we can see, that first summon of Ray thankfully didn't cost us any orbs. We still have 41. But you'll notice now, if we wanted to summon another one, it only costs 4. And that is actually the really neat thing about this, is that if you continue to pull on the rest of the orbs in a given session, you get a slight discount every time. So the first hero normally would cost 5 orbs. The second one costs 4, the third one costs 4, the fourth one costs 4, and the fifth one costs 3 orbs. So if you were to pull all 5 heroes in a given session, it would cost you exactly 20 orbs. Whereas if you just went in once, pulled one, and backed out, and then started another session, it would cost you 5 again. So in this way, it is encouraging you to summon more than one hero in a given session each time, which is kind of nice. It's also me a little bit of a pain if you pop into this session and you don't see the colors that you want. It's kind of annoying sometimes, but it's all luck and chance. The whole point of this game is it's entirely random, entirely luck-based. Nothing you can do about it. But that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to redeem 4 orbs to summon again in this particular batch, because I want Lysithea. So we're going to click on any other red one and see if we get lucky and get something cool. So again, there pops into the center statue there. There's the puff of smoke. That means either a 4 or a 5-star. And it is Seliph. He's going to be a 4-star because he only comes as 4. Seliph, unfortunately, is not a great unit in this game. He's been a little bit shafted, unfortunately, too. He's actually a really cool unit from the game that he's actually in, but in Heroes, not so much. And we can actually see, when we get a new hero that we didn't already have, you'll see a little exclamation mark pop up in front of their picture there. And if we click on them, we can actually see their stat breakdown at level 1 and what skills they have before we even actually leave the menu, which is kind of nice. So we're actually going to go ahead and keep pulling on this. We're going to do a couple more, I think. We'll do a full session here, why not? We're going to redeem 4 more orbs, brings us down to 33, and I'm going to click on the green ones because I like Annette too. Because she's a blue lion and she's awesome. So we'll see what we get. We get a Puff of Smoke, so that's a 4 or a 5-star. And we get Bowie. Bowie's okay. He's a green mage. He's halfway decent. He's actually voiced by Chris Hackney, which is the same guy who voices Dimitri in Three Houses, which is awesome. Let me see, he's new as well, so he's also got exclamation mark. We'll do 4 more for the other green one. Alright, come on, give me something good. I was hoping for some better luck this first time go around, but apparently it's not the case. Nope, we get a 3-star. And it will be Libra. Libra's okay. He is an axe-wielding monk, which is pretty dope. And because it only costs 3 to do the last one, we might as well go ahead and do it. That'll put us under 26 orbs. Maybe we'll get Ferdinand von Eyre. You never know. Let's see what happens. Puff of Smoke, that's good. And we get Thea. Thea's alright. She is a Pegasus Knight, and I like flying units a lot in this game, so that's pretty sweet. I'm not too upset with that. I would have preferred getting something better than this particular lot here, but I'll live with it. So that is one full summoning session. And you might be asking, what is this little field down here? That is a summoning, or a free summon ticket. There's an event going on right now where you can earn these free summon tickets, and it basically, spending one of those is the equivalent of getting your free one-time summon, but multiple times. So if you manage to get your hands on a free summon ticket, you can use it, and you'll get your first summon for free in the session, just like if you've done it the first time. I think you can earn up to 4 of these right now from the Forging Bonds event. Let's go ahead and check out a different banner just for kicks and giggles. We're going to go ahead and redeem our free summon on this one. We have Jagan, we have Olwen, and we have Gray. Gray's pretty good. These guys all just got new weapon refines, which is why it says focus new power, because they were just newly gifted with more advanced abilities. We're going to go ahead and redeem our free summon on here and see what we get. We're going to go ahead and pull the green one, because Olwen is actually really, really good as a cavalry mage, so we'll see if we can get lucky and get her. Probably won't pull more than a couple on this one. Nope, 3-star, so no Olwen. We get Arthur. He is unfortunately an example in this game of artwork that I'm not very fond of. I'm not a big fan of this really overly cartoony style. I'm also, quite honestly, not that big of a fan of Arthur as a character anyway. So we're just going to go ahead and pass on this one. We'll use our free summon, but we won't actually spend any orbs any further. We can choose to back out early. If you stop summoning now, the stone colors and the orb requirements will be reset. So it's telling you if you want to come back here and try again, you got to spend 5 more orbs to start it, and the orbs will be different next time. And we'll go ahead and switch over to this one. Now, here's another really cool thing about this that I didn't mention is, you'll notice when before we pulled on this banner the first time, the appearance rate was 3% for a 5-star. If I look at the appearance rates now, you'll notice it's actually gone up slightly. It's now 3.25%. And you might be wondering, well, how in the heck is that possible? Well, there is something that is affectionately referred to as the pity rate in this game. And what that means is, if you pull 5 different heroes or summon 5 different heroes on a given banner, and you don't get a 5-star, then the chance of you getting a 5-star in every successive summoning session will slightly increase. You see, it's only 0.25%. And that's every time you pull 5 and don't get a 5-star. So if I were to do another full session on this one and pull 5 more and not get a 5-star, this would increase to 3.5%. And it would keep going up and up and up until I get a 5-star. Doesn't matter what 5-star it is, but then it resets back down to 3%. So that is called the pity rate, is what it's affectionately known as, because they're kind of feeling sorry for you. Oh, you didn't get what you wanted. Let's make it a slightly easier for you to get what you wanted. We're going to go ahead and pull on this one real quick. This is Young Tiki, this is Lind, and Deirdre. They are all really... well, the 2 of these are mages. Tiki's actually a dragon. And I think Deirdre's actually the best pull on this particular banner, so we're going to go for green to get her. And the way that you tell what color a given hero is at a glance is you actually saw it briefly for a moment there, but I'll show you again when we're done here. Nope, we get Soren. Soren's okay. I actually put a lot of effort into a Soren on my main account. But we're not going to bother wasting orbs in this particular one. The way that you can tell heroes' colors at a glance is right here. This little stripe underneath their picture. So we see here Tiki is a red orb, Lind is a blue one, and Deirdre is a green one. And the only reason I know who's good and who's not is because I played this game so darn long, I just know everything about everybody. So don't feel bad if you don't know who's good and who's not at a glance. Generally speaking, it's pretty easy to find out online if a unit's good or not. Just go on either Game Press or the wiki and you can find out if a unit's worth pulling or building on. There's no reason, if you like a unit too, like if you've actually played the game and you like the unit, there's no reason not to try for him. You can make anybody viable, really, in this game. So go ahead and try it if you want to. We're going to go ahead and move over to this one. I really would like a copy of Idun because she is amazing. So we're going to try to get a red orb in this particular session, and we get 2 of them. So we're going to try this one first. I'm going to waste all of my free orbs just getting garbage units, probably. Yep, there's a 3-star. Watch it be like Tharja or something. No, it's another Ray. Are you freaking kidding me? Unbelievable. Well, that's the ropes, unfortunately. And we're going to go ahead and get the other red one because that third Ray is leaving a bad taste in my mouth, so we'll try this one too. Let's see what we get. Maybe it'll be something cool. That would be a nice way to balance out the Ray overwhelming feelings I'm getting right now. And we get Drog. Drog is okay. I like him a lot. He's an armored unit, so now we have one of those. We didn't have one of those before, so I can show you that later too. He's in, as you can probably tell, he's decked out in armor. And he's new. So we're going to go ahead and stop right there. I don't need to pull any more in here because I don't really need anything else from here. And you know what? We'll go ahead and try this Hero Fest banner because this is a cool one. All of these units are fantastic. Tabarn is a personal favorite of mine. Nyla's also quite good. And then we have Surtur here, who's just unbelievably broken. So we're going to go ahead and redeem our first summon and see what we can get access to here. So Tabarn is red. Nyla's blue. Fallen Tiki was what she's called, is colorless. And then Surtur is green. We'll try for red first. Maybe we'll get lucky and get Tabarn. That would be pretty dope. I would like that very much. Nope, it's not going to be Tabarn, it's a 3-star. We get Stall. Stall's okay. He's just a sword cavalier. I wish he was better, unfortunately. He's a lot better in Awakening than he is in Heroes. So we'll try for the blue one by spending 4 orbs. See what we get. Maybe it'll be Nyla, that'd be cool. Oh, here we go. Could be a 4-star or 5-star. Actually, it will be. Nope, it's Obero. Obero's alright. I like Obero, actually, quite a bit. Her recent We're Fine made her really, really good, actually. We'll keep trying. I'm gonna do a full session on this one just because it's fun. And yeah, as you can see, you go through orbs pretty darn quick, especially if you're pulling on a summoning focus that has a lot of units on it that you like. Ooh, Raven. I really like Raven. As you might imagine, if you saw my playthrough of Blazing Sword, I'm a big Raven fan. And he has an axe in this game, and he's awesome. We're going to go down to 10 and pull this other green one and see what we can get. Maybe something cool? Maybe? Oh, potential 5-star. Let's see what we got. Nope, we get Cecilia. Cecilia is from Binding Blade, and she's pretty cool. She's certainly a lot better in this than she is in Binding Blade, which is funny. You'd think they would model a lot of the characters' stats and abilities off of what they're based on in their actual games they're from, but not so in all their cases. Cecilia is one of those cases where she's much better in this game than she is in Binding Blade, in my opinion. And we'll spend 3 orbs for this last one. Maybe we'll get lucky and get Fallen Tiki or something. Well, potentially 5-star. Let's see what we get. Oh, we get Legal. Legal, as you remember from Blazing Sword, is a thief. He's actually quite good in this game, too. So, still no 5-stars, but that's okay. Not a big problem. But if we look at the appearance rates yet again, we can see that the 5-star focus rate has actually gone up. And this Hero Fest is special because the starting rate was actually at 5%, and the pity rate goes up even higher than normal. So now it's 5.31%, which is a little weird. And what are these free ones? Well, we get any one of these 4 for free that we want. It's entirely up to you who you want for free, because it's not going to jilt you and say that, oh, you can't have a blue one or you can't have a red one. It's going to give you all 4 color options, and you know which hero it's going to be off the bat. It's one of these 4. It will always be one of these 4. I personally think Veronica is the best pick. She's a mobile healer, and she's really, really powerful. Brave Hector is also a really good choice, because he's an absolute monster. Your mileage may vary. I'll probably do this. You know what? Let's do it right now. Let's do this real quick, just so you can get a look at it here. So you see here, it even has their pictures inside the orbs. This is not typical. You'll never see this apart from this particular instance. So I'm actually going to pick Veronica because I really think I need a good healer, and she is arguably one of the best ones in the game right now. I normally would pick Brave Hector because he's so good, but we're going to go with Veronica. So I'm going to hit confirm on the colorless one, and it says, hey, you'll get this hero for free at 5 stars. Are you sure that's what you want? You hit confirm, and you get her for free. They do still do the summoning video because it's like, oh, yeah, the suspense is killing me, but it's obviously not suspenseful at all. It's just kind of funny. So there we are. We have a free 5-star Veronica for absolutely 0 effort. And she's actually, like I said, very, very good. Probably one of the better units in this game. And then once you summon that free one, it's no longer available. You only get the one. Would you like to leave a review? Maybe later. We'll do that later. So as you can see, that free 5-star summon is now gone. But we can do it for this one too. And we're going to go ahead and do that again real quick. And then we'll probably call it for here. So this is another interesting one. Camilla is a flying healer, but we just got Veronica. We don't really need her as much. Alm is quite good, but there's a lot of competition for red sword units in the game right now as far as good ones are concerned. Eliwood is a mounted lance user. He's actually very, very good. But honestly, the clear best choice in this game, and this is also the one I picked on my main account, is Micaiah. She is a flying green mage, and she obliterates anything that is on a horse or in heavy armor. She absolutely just utterly annihilates them. She is so good. And I could really use that extra power starting out. So we're going to go ahead and pick Micaiah for our free unit, this one. I don't even think it was a competition for me for who I would pick first out of this batch. Micaiah was just so good. And her art looks absolutely fantastic. Kita Senri is the one who draws this art. She's the, I believe it's a she, was the one who did all the character art for Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, and it is some of my favorite artwork in the series. Absolutely gorgeous. I am a big, big fan. Make sure I got that right. Yep, Kita Senri down here at the bottom. So she, I believe it's Kita Senri as a woman, but she's absolutely fantastic. If I'm wrong about that, I apologize for misgendering them. Not my intention. And again, I'm not going to rate this right now. Sorry, guys. At any rate, that is what Summoning Heroes is like. It's going to vary depending on what banners are available, and they're always available for a limited time. None of them last forever. But if there's a particular hero that you really, really want, it's best to try to keep pulling for the ones that are on a given focus, because they have a slightly better chance of appearing on one that they're actually featured on. But that's not to say you can't get ones that aren't on this focus on this banner at all. Like, I could get something like Edelgard on this banner, even though she's not featured on it, because she's in the pool. She could be, it's possible. At any rate, that's what summoning works. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to address them. And we're going to move on to actually doing some proper combat in the next episode of this, and see how the actual game plays. I'm sure you're all looking very forward to that, so tune in for that next time. Until that time, feel free to leave a like and a comment on the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. And until next time, this has been Seraphin. Stay classy, internets.